Hey guys, I'm back again. Apologies for missing a couple days. I'm glad to know that some people actually want to hear my content and see my content on the regular. Because I actually got some people like, hey, yo, where your videos at? And I was like, oh, that's nice. But yeah, I had to go celebrate my great grandma's birthday. So sorry to all that needed or wanted me over the weekend and I wasn't available. But on to the video. Today's video is about power. And I'm not talking anything on the scale of superhuman like super speed or flight or teleportation or all those things. Although, to be honest, my favorite power, if I must say, is teleportation. The ability to be from one place to another in an instant is very useful in today's day and age. But I'm talking about power such as being a supervisor, being a manager, being a crew leader, all the way up to being like the president of a country or just the dictator or governor of a country. Because power is almost tabooed in a sense. There's no such thing as just, oh, that guy's powerful and that's it. He's a good person, but he's powerful. A powerful person can be good, but you almost have to go over and above and beyond to keep yourself humble or neutral or, in the majority of the public's eyes, a good person. And I've struggled with that at work sometimes because you wonder what, as the new person in charge, do you need to do to prove yourself to the people working under you? And the answer to that question is what I've figured out. You just gotta show them that you know what you're doing. You will have haters in whatever span, field, or walk of position of power that you have. I mean, just look at our president. That man had a lot more haters than I know people. That man had a lot more haters than it takes for you to walk back and forth from Gainesville to Miami. Yeah, that's 300 and something miles. So in my job position, you gotta make sure that you are reaching the desired goal of work completion in a specific or particular location. For something like a president or a dictator, they have to keep the people that they're serving at ease and just generally keep the peace. Because if you're going to be somebody that generally just governs a nation or controls a nation, you have to have the trust of all the people under you. Because really, they're not technically under you, they're technically over you. But not as in they hold more power than you, but because of them, you have the position that you do. You have to understand that if you are in a position of power, you're only as good as they see you to be. Because you can do everything right by you, but if the people you're working for, if that's not what they aim to accomplish, you're doing completely bad by them, and you're like the worst thing imaginable. Like, if a president wants to keep their people safe, you would work on trying to make peace instead of, just preemptively striking. But some people want to preemptively strike. Some people want to just generally be peaceful. You can't please everybody. And especially in a position of power, you can't please everybody. What you have to aim for when you have a position of power is the most common goal that will please and appease the most people. I'm not saying become a sellout in whatever you do. I'm just saying you have to look at it in the sense of there's the majority and there's the minority. The minority, a minority's goal may not fit the needs of the majority, and the majority's goal may not fit the needs of the minority. But you have to look at both sides, and with your judgment, because you're the one that has to make the decision at the end of the day, because you're in that position of power, you have to choose what's the best course of action for your position, for whatever you're governing, whether it be a shift, whether it be a state, a country, a whole continent. Although I don't know anybody that has the power to govern, just a whole continent by themselves. But you have to look inward as well as pay attention to your surroundings if you're going to make decisions by being in that position of power. Because no one just says, all right, I'm going to step up to this position of power and everybody does what I say. People can act like that, but that's not how you get the respect and support of the people that you're supposed to be governing or guiding through a certain situation. So you really lose some individuality to a certain extent when you become a person that comes into a position of power. You can still be yourself. Like I said earlier, don't sell out and don't change who you are for anybody. But you have to understand that if you're holding a position that high, you cannot be a selfish person. You cannot do things just because you feel like that's the right thing to do or that's the thing that needs to be done. You have to take into account all the people that you will also be affecting by the choices that you choose to make. And countries are very peculiar in the way they govern that, because in some cases there are people that actually care for all the people that they're catering to, and in some cases some people just don't. Some people aim to satisfy themselves and believe that coming into power gives them more power to satisfy themselves, which should not be the way you look at power and how it operates. Because having power doesn't mean you're just a better person than everybody else. That means you're a person that takes and has decided to take upon themselves the responsibility to make very important decisions for more than yourself. And you have to realize that selfishness has to turn into selflessness. Because once you are where you are, you're no longer this normal everyday citizen or civilian just making decisions for yourself and living your life trying to aim for certain goals for you. If your goal is to be in a position of power, you must know that you have to change your mindset to become a person of the people. In some cases, that doesn't happen. And I'm not going to name drop any people because I don't want this video to get like special attention because I'm just shooting down people. But a lot of people that are listening to these videos know that there are people in positions of power that don't do well with it. And sometimes the power needs to be passed on. The power, once it's in new hands, has to do extra work because you have to change the minds of the people as well as change the state of whatever you're governing to generally make it a better place than what it was. Because some people go in, if they have the selfish mindset, they're just going to tarnish what was created to make a difference. And in the end, you don't want something to be easily tarnished by one person. You wouldn't hand your car to a random stranger for a week and say, I trust you to just do what you need to do with this car and go back and forth. So there's a lot of situations where you have to be mindful of who you're handing power to, because not everybody will do the right thing when it comes to power. Everybody has their own morals and agendas, and morals and agendas change. So you got to be mindful of power, how it's handled, who has it, and how much of it you will give a singular person. But that's my end. That's my spiel for today. I'm glad to be back because it felt weird. Just goes to show how much my life is YouTube now, because over the weekend I would just press watch later on a bunch of videos that pop up from people I'm subscribed to, and now I have a watch later list of like 40 something videos. So this is going to be a fun week of catch up, and I'm not talking about the condiment. So yeah, I'm gonna try to get them videos back to their regular consistency. And like I said, or as I always say, as I've been saying in the past few videos, if you like it, leave a like. If you won't have something to say about power, or you have your own opinions and ideals of power, feel free to bounce them back and forth with me. I love conversation. If you haven't subscribed and you want to see these on a regular, and you're not one of the people I just normally send this to on an everyday basis in my friend groups, just hit me up and hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications, or if you just want to regularly have them sent to you in any form of messenger that I have, and I know you and we're friends, just do that. Anyway, that's my spiel or rant on power, or my ideology of power. I will see y'all tomorrow. See ya.